Hey guys, quick clarification before we go into the video. This information is based probably around the end of December, right before the holidays swept in. So be gentle on me when it comes to some of the information that I'm working with. But I think most of my opinions are still pretty solid even when we are a week away from release. So just wanted to let you guys know that I originally made this video or wrote this script when the game was a month away. Anyway, enjoy the video. It takes a mature adult to admit when they misjudge something. It's not easy. You become vulnerable to criticism, disappointing looks, and I told you so comments. And for me, this video is one of those humbling experiences. I admit that I was wrong. About reaction videos. I used to hate them, completely against them. I thought they were so disgenuine and over the top and just uncreative. But now that's all I do. It's really just so fun and easy. I am incredibly sorry I haven't made a real video in a long time. Oh, and I was also wrong about Fire Emblem Engage. Turns out it's looking pretty good. When Engage was first announced, I didn't know how to process what I was seeing. Sure, it's a new game that runs remarkably well, but that original reveal trailer was also dripping with Fire Emblem fan service. Oh. Not that kind of fan service. That's kind of to be expected. Look, here's Marth again. Remember Marth? Oh, we all love Marth. Ooh. That type of fan service. To me, Engage looked nothing more than a shallow 3D mobile cash grab. Harsh, I know. Later I heard rumors that the game was meant to be a 30th anniversary celebration, but was met with unfortunate delays. Whether Engage was meant to release then or not, something about that idea made me feel a little better about the new game's direction. While Intelligent Systems would probably never confirm it, I decided to keep believing it. It just made the pill easier to swallow. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm a shallow person. This is not new. But now that we are more or less a month away from release, I'm genuinely excited for Engage, just like I was for Three Houses. And that's really thanks to Nintendo finally releasing more trailers and information about the new gameplay, rather than focusing on the emblems, particularly the Somniel introduction trailer. Before that video, all we really knew about the hub world was we could shop, play dress up with our allies, and shoot the breeze with Marth. But it's so much more than that. Basically a combination of the best features from My Castle and Fates and the Monastery in Three Houses. Some exciting gameplay elements located in Somniel include the build your own level selection, a cafe terrace, animal farm, feeding whatever this so derpy it's cute creature is, the Star Wyvern minigame, and the Wii Fit Studio rhythm game. Let's stretch out those glutes. But honestly, I'm most excited about interacting with the party members. Of course, this isn't new to the series. We've seen Intelligent Systems expand the involvement and depth of the supporting cast since Awakening, at least in my opinion, with Three Houses cast being the most relevant collection of characters yet. Every unit had something to say about current events that added weight to the overall world building. Well, maybe not every time you talk to them, but you were at least learning about the character and their personality, instead of just watching them rot on your bench because their stats were terrible. When I first saw Engage and its unhealthy focus on past heroes, I was worried the secondary characters were doomed to be overshadowed by the past and present heroes. Again, all we saw of Somniel at that time was just some shops and Marth waiting to gush over Colgate-chan. Thankfully, we now have confirmation that we can bond with our units, whether talking with them somewhere in the hub world, inviting them for a bite to eat, or crushing a session of hot yoga together. Having that one-on-one time immerses you in the game's world and setting, introducing you to the plethora of individuals joining you on the new journey. Just like a memorable party in a JRPG, a deep cast in a Fire Emblem game that you see develop before your eyes can be the difference between a good game versus a great game. It's one reason why I love Three Houses so much, and I hope the writers at Intelligent Systems continue to provide opportunities for the characters, both major and minor, to learn and grow. Beyond ally interaction, I'm also impressed with the amount of new features and gameplay elements that is being added to the series through Engage. I've already mentioned most of them, but the ones that stand out to me the most are the Battle Tower and the Wyvern Riding minigame. Battle Tower seems pretty straightforward, bite-sized battles that offer a little more challenge away from the main campaign. Not sure if there is any level grinding involved, seems unlikely in this case, but the in-game rewards are a nice plus. However, the potentially most exciting mode that the Battle Tower brings is the build your own level selection. To what extent this mode allows players to actually build levels is unclear. The trailer barely shows any details here, but the fact that we can share our levels with other players is a neat feature. I'm not completely sold that this feature will be implemented well, but I'm glad IS is at least giving it a shot, especially after many fans have been asking for a mode like this for a long time. I mean, not me, but I'm open-minded to it, and I'm happy people are getting what they wanted. Wyvern Ride was also quickly brushed aside, leaving only our imagination to run wild, but man was it a surprise. An on-rails shooting game in Fire Emblem? I expect Zelda to have an off-the-wall minigame like that, but Fire Emblem? I never would have guessed. I never would have seen that coming. Maybe a Raise Your Wyverns side quest, but not Panzer Dragon. Now, I'm not expecting this to be anything more than a fun little gimmick, but I'm gonna have a blast playing Star Wyvern at least the first couple times. Kudos to the Fire Emblem team for experimenting with the gameplay, not just within the main campaign, but within the hub world and the side content. Granted, there are some questionable elements to Somniel, like the sus ring polishing feature. It says that polishing my rings will strengthen my bonds with the emblems. Well, might as well. Please be gentle. That tickles. Yes, Daddy! Why are these emblems down so bad? Daddy, no! Or the stalker watching you while you sleep.
Oh, Doofagus! Good morning, Divine One! You are looking amazing this morning. Isn't that right, my little sheep? Oh, yes. Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, I came to stare at you while you sleep. It calms me. Brad, again? Something about your face just makes me tingle all over. Dude, that's just creepy. Well, it's your fault for leaving the door unlocked. It's like an open invitation. Right. Blame the victim. Okay, I see how it is. By the way, your fly is down. What's that? Oh, that's actually part of my design. It acts like a pocket and I can pull stuff out of it. See, woo-hoo-hoo! That's useful. Don't show that to me ever again, okay? In fact, I'm going back to sleep. Let's end on that note. Please leave. Oh, well, whatever you wish for, Divine One. I'll just go tell the Hot Pegasus Knight that you're not interested right now. Hey, Chloe? Chloe?
I'm really sorry you had to see that. Yeah. I have these ideas in my head, and then when I do them, I regret them. But if we're being honest, Fire Emblem has steadily pushed the borderline between fan service and eroge ever since Awakening, so perhaps we shouldn't expect them to stop now. Watch the next game will have like a OnlyFans for all the units. Oh, please, no. Putting the sketchy stuff aside, Somniel is shaping up to be the deepest hub world yet, expanding the Fire Emblem series to new heights. As long as they deliver on these features and keep up their amazing level building for the main campaign, I'm confident Engage will be a blast. That all being said, not everything about Engage has me hyped. Truthfully, it's the story I'm most worried about. Stop me if you heard this one before. Evil Dragon threatens to awaken and destroy the world. The one hope lies with the player character born with dragon blood, either secretly or known to them. They are the only one who can stop said awakening and change the fates of their people and bring balance to the 4 houses. Okay, last point was a stretch, but you get the idea. We've been here before. Even the basic premise is kind of ripped out of Marth's game. Maybe the dragon blood part isn't, but the hero against the evil dragon, chosen hero, that's nothing new. But again, it's a celebration, so I'll let it fly by. And to be fair, this take on good versus evil dragon is looking to be a little deeper than my first impressions suggested. If Intelligent Systems takes the time to expand on the world lore, the kingdoms, history, mythology, and politics, like they did with 3 Houses, then I will be incredibly happy with Engage. However, if they fail to build on the world and just double down on fun, quirky characters, we might be looking at Fates HD. Please don't be Fates HD. That's another thing. If the units this time around are just caricatures and overused stereotypes with no depth, then Engage will be an utter disappointment. Even if the story is serviceable, I don't think you can have a great story without a great cast in a game like Fire Emblem. I kid you not, the cast is make or break for me. Don't mess this up, IS! But regardless of the story direction, there's no doubt in my mind now that the gameplay will be the best it has ever been, even in the main campaign. Just look how smooth the animations are, the clarity of the environments and details. It may not be the most detailed levels, but I appreciate the amount of polish put into each map. The level design is also looking pretty strong, tight, well thought out, not much empty space, at least so far. I genuinely can't wait to see what kind of levels IS has in store for us. I'm not a fan of the UI, however. The menus just seem so basic and lack uniqueness, which honestly is more of a critique towards Nintendo's UI direction as of late. Maybe it makes the game run smoother to have simpler designs, but I do love text and menus that have a bit of flair to them. But at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal. The last negative thing I'll mention are the summons. Well, I guess it's not so much a negative as it is a I'm glad there seems to be story relevance for the emblems, even introducing Evil Marth, or Warth as I like to call him. But there's something about milking past games that kinda puts a bad taste in my mouth. I like looking through the series' history, but it gets a little annoying when it's brought up over and over again. That said, the emblems are not as intrusive as I thought. It's there if you want to try it, but not necessary, besides the main emblems. Actually, the power-up that they provide is pretty cool, albeit cheesy. Gives off Tokyo Mirage Session vibes actually, which isn't a bad thing. Plus, trying to summon my favorite units from the past could be a lot of fun, depending on the pull rate. You know, I wish there was a game out there that you can just summon Fire Emblem characters throughout history, or maybe even some new ones, but with outfits that are just totally different, like seasonal outfits, you know? It could be a bite-sized version of the main game, but on mobile, and it could help introduce the series to new fans, while also catering to current ones with fan service. A true celebration of the series. We'll call it Fire Emblem Wailing. We're gonna have to troubleshoot that. As I've said, my hype for Engage has flipped dramatically to where I'm itching for release day to come. I may not be sold on every aspect of the game, like the story and the emblems, but I have a feeling that the gameplay is going to be something special. The most jam-packed, rounded Fire Emblem game yet. If they deliver on a memorable cast on top of that, Engage will become my new obsession. Sometimes it feels good to be wrong, especially with the series you love. Thank you so much for watching! Are you excited for Fire Emblem Engage? Let me know in the comments below. Sorry for the lack of videos this year. I've been struggling to find my groove again, but I appreciate those who waited patiently for me to return and who were able to stomach my reaction videos. Thank you for watching. I hope to start releasing more content in 2023, but you know, I'm not very good at keeping my promises clearly. Hope everyone has a happy new year. See you later.